Hey y'all, I'm back with a flip through of one of the Bohemian Traveler's Notebooks that I've been saying I would come back with a flip through with. I will have the other ones up probably the end of the week or the first of next week. The other custom order of one probably by the end of the week for Miss June. And the other three will be up for grabs. All the other journals that are on order I'm working on, and the other types of custom orders, and they should hopefully be out of schedule by sometime next week or the week after. So let's talk about this journal. It measures about 9.5 inches by about 6.5. The cover does. I'm not quite sure the number of pages. I'll put that in the description box below. It is a soft cover. It's very, very, very soft in your hands. It's not backed with anything because it is made from an Indian cantha quilt piece, and those, are double-sided. If you know anything about those, I've just learned, but they're hand stitched by the ladies, and they're double-sided, so I hate to cover that up, so I just left it, as is. And when it gets full, she may want to cut, where I've sewed it in, and sew in a new journal in there and just continue to use this cover. Most of these they all for sure have at least 15 pages front and back of writing space with additional pages. I don't, each is different, and then you multiply that times 4, so there's plenty of space in here for writing or just keeping memories, putting down photos. This is a gift for someone, a friend that had lost a child a few years back in his junior year of school. And she loves the journals, she loves the bohemian style, and I just felt like it was the right time to make her one. So hers is very eclectic. It's different than the others because it is kind of custom to little things here and there, that's meaningful, probably, hopefully, to her. So there's a boho bead attached to the side with just a bulb pin. So each one will have one of those. I had stitched this in, and I had put 3 little glass beads right here inside the stitching, so they'll just move up and down right there, but they stay. And then I sewed a piece of a doily here, and just some gold sequin trim here that wraps around to the back. And then I just stitched down through this part. This was kind of still hangs kind of like a net, but it just has some sequin trim. And then I put on with a little pin that she can remove or keep on here with a little bell, just a little, like a bohemian bell, and a little sequined flower. And this charm with a hand with a heart in the middle, so I just thought that was cute. So I put that there, and then I sewed a button right here, and this can wrap around the button, or she can just wrap it around and close it up like that. As it expands, she puts stuff in it, it'll grow like that, and so she may just wrap it. This is Indian sari. That's ironed by Victorian Gypsy Girl, and this cantha quilt was from Selena at Amore Fabrics, and I just done a haul on the boho beads. But I found my wire little plier thing, so now maybe I can make some. So let's get into the journal. Okay, so opening it up, I just put some Indian type looking fabric. I sewed it here and all the way across to make a pocket. And then, and again, bohemian journals are very thick. They tend to be the bulkiest of journals. So all of the beads and the dangles and all those things can be removed and taken out so that it's easier to lay flat and write on, if that makes sense. So there is a lot of vintage ephemera in here that I had ordered for this collection because I just felt like these type journals need to tell a story. You need to just use your imagination and let them tell a story. So I feel like this journal is about this beautiful young lady right here. And I printed out, this was from Mrs. Coggs, I believe. I may be wrong, but I just distressed it to make it look older. And then this is a vintage postcard. We are going to say that this young lady was a rich young lady. She just decided to leave this school when she got out of here. This was a college in Canada. So there's a little bit of eyelash trim here, some lace, and then that. Okay, so this is just a fun piece of cardstock here. It says Wildflower Meadows. It has unicorn. It says Unicorn Crossing. It's kind of fairy tale-ish, kind of tropical themed as well. You'll see why as we go along. So here's some stenciling. Here's some more sari trim. Just a little bead and some sequins. The recipient of the journal likes The Little Mermaid. She has a daughter named Ariel. So this is what I feel like a bohemian Little Mermaid would look like. So this is Johanna Clow's new paper collection, the fairy tale collection. This is The Little Mermaid of the classic vintage fairy tales. Pretty much, if go check out her video where she just released those the other day. But this is just the printout of her vintage Little Mermaid collection where she actually designed these, and great job, Johanna. So the other side I just printed it on regular printer paper. This is just a piece of tulle, and I just pinned a little wax seal with a flower imprint. This was what she probably used and was saving to put on one of her letters that she was going to mail out. And then here's a little snippet with just the word delight and some music paper, some gold fabric. Here's a recipe for bohemian French toast chocolate sandwiches. I just thought that was cute and appropriate. And there's lots of tabs throughout. Most are sewn down, but some of them I did staple with a little stapler. This is pieces of Indian fabric that I had gotten in the package from Selena at Amore Fabrics also. This is just some cardstock, a little butterfly, just some stamping. There's a Tim Holtz coffee stamp. This is just some trim that I thought looked bohemian. I picked up at the Dollar Tree, but I thought that was very cute. This is a cut off of one of the flowers that I had done a haul of. I don't know if I've posted that video yet, but that came on some trim. And so I just paper clipped those together and put them down, but this paper clip will not come off because I ended up gluing this down, so I might need to note that. Here's a cute little dragonfly. She loves the beach. Like I said, she had a daughter and she had a son. He had curly hair, but I only found one image and it's back in here. But this is a vintage image of the beach, or out of a, an older children's book. She loves sunflowers, and so I just made a little ribbon collage here with a piece of that Cantha quilt. And then this is some Italian ribbon that I had gotten from Victoria Gypsy Girl. I don't think I said that right. And then here's a little key charm and another piece of that little flower trim. There's some beautiful green trim, just a little snippet of it that I found, looked up and found at a thrifting day last week. And then just here's some little stamping and some more of the Indian fabric. Just some pieces of some washi that I had gotten that I again showed in that haul. I believe it's from, let's see, Little Corner Supplies. I hope that's the right name. I'll link it below, or watch that haul of the Etsy haul and you can see where I got all of these. So here's some ledger paper. Again, here's the beach in a vintage book, and ironically or not, on the other side is Little Bear's boxing. Her son loved to box. She boxed as well with him. I believe his dad also did as well, I think. They took boxing lessons, I believe, from my youth pastor. And they give out a scholarship each year in his honor. So I thought this was really cute because I didn't even realize this was on here when I picked out the beach page. So that's really cute. This is a vintage bus ticket, and it's blue. And when our school, we lost 2 students that year, and his color representing him was blue. So that's just a vintage bus ticket that I had gotten from Selena at Amore Fabrics also, and I just figured that this little young lady right here probably took a bus at some point in time. So here is a page out of an old how to knit catalog. So I picked the blue shades, and I just stamped a feather here. I stamped the I'm on a joy journey right here. I stitched in this piece of this applique that I was putting one in each one that I had shown on a haul on a video a few days ago. I just made a tag and put this sari trim at the top out of this cardstock. I thought that was pretty. And that's where I stitched it on the back. Here's some more sequin trim cut up just into a flower, and some little gold fabric with some beads. Here's a doily just with a little bell clipped over the edge. You can take this off and use it to do whatever she'd like. I did some, well, I don't want to tear that. I did some stenciling right here, and then stitched on a piece of a doily right there. And you can write over, well, I don't know if she'll watch this, but you can, anyone that has stenciling, you can write right over that, and it shows up very well. There's just a little green gem that I thought was pretty. This is out of a little children's magazine, this little sunflower. This little bag has a little mermaid sticker. Her daughter used to model, so it just had little fashion cards. Just little journaling cards, some washi tape samples that she can use. This was a page out of the set from, I I'm not sure if it's Mrs. Cox or not. I will have to check. I should have written all that down, but it was a printable. So, you know what? It was Artie Mays, I do believe. That's who it was from. That is who it was from, and this girl was Artie Mays. So, and then here I just inked up and put the saying, like wildflowers, you must allow yourself to bloom in all the places people thought you never would. That was one of Amity Bloom's downloads. And then I just put these little recycled flowers, glued those down. They called, his name was Hunter. They called him Bug. So I happened to have this stamp that said Hug Bug. So I thought that was very cute. And again, his color representing him always was blue. So I put Hug Bug, and in the blue, just put something personal in here out of a little devotional and wrote something. But this little curly hair just reminded me like him. But he was always a light to the other kids for Jesus, and was very open about his faith. And so I was just journaling to her about that. So here I feel like this little bohemian young lady was glamorous, you know, and glitzy, and maybe her last name started with an F because the recipient's doesn't, but these just so happened to be the cards I got. They were bohemian looking when I found some. But I just sewed, stitched on some tulle and put some trim here in this little sparkly star, and just put some sequins in there. And if you look really close, there's a couple little unicorn sequins down in there as well. So I just thought that was fun, but she may want to take it out because that definitely had some bulk. So here's a little vintage children's book. What kind of bug is this? This pocket right here, I stitched on, stamped Love, Wish, and Dream. And it flips open, and this comes out. This is another part of Johanna's, one of her new printables. This was in the Woodland collection. It was, I think it's called Gypsy Moths. And I printed it on a cream, though, so she might not be proud of that printout. But anyways, I thought that was beautiful right there. And so here's some more of that Italian ribbon on this little teardrop paper clip. And I just thought that young lady probably stopped once she got in the States here in Florida to this art museum. And maybe she bought this piece of art. So, on the other side, I think I was having to cover up that stamp shadow in the background. So I just stitched on this old, well, I can't think, the Rolodex cards, a butterfly or a moth, and used this trim and just put a piece of Tim Holtz tissue paper that she can cut up or use, and then a little vintage Bible card that a friend of mine had sent me some of, and I was just sharing some. It's my flesh and my heart fell, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Psalm 73:26. So it just slips right back in that pocket. Well, the tissue paper maybe not so easily, but and these strings can be cut off, as I always say, but I like the look. She likes red birds, so I put in a vintage, I think they're vintage, some cards I had found, and they feel like they're on some recycled paper. They're so pretty. I found a whole set of those thrifting also, not of red birds, but various birds. That was the only red bird, I think. I just stamped peace right there. I stitched this on here and made a pocket out of it. This was in a little paper collection that I got in the mail this week, and I just put some trim on here, and I just stapled Dance Like Nobody's Watching. And this can also be a tuck spot to just stick a photo under there, and hold it. This is a very old ice coupon that I have a little booklet of from Amore Fabrics, and it's very brittle, so yeah, I should have put some Scotch tape over that or something. Or laminated, I wasn't thinking. And this page as well, this was out of an old a knitting magazine, and it started like tearing as I was sewing the signature in. So I had put washi tape in the middle, but it just, I don't know, I was scared it just wasn't gonna hold, so I put some masking tape, which a lot of people use masking tape because it is a vintage look. And then I just glued some glitter washi there. But so I just reinforced it with that so it wouldn't rip. Because I do want a well-made journal, but these thin covers kind of feel more wobbly and not as stable per se as a, you know, one that's bound or that's backed with wallpaper or cardstock or something. Anyways, he was a very patriotic young man. His dad's in the fire department, and he was wanting to be in the fire department after high school, I do believe, and so I just felt like this was, they're just very patriotic people. I just felt like this was a pretty, because I put one of these Afghans in each one of the boho journals, but I thought the patriotic one was pretty here. So the little lace pocket here, I just put a vintage card of, I felt like the young gypsy lady that she was, she loved wildflowers, of course. And so she was picking up wildflowers along the way, or photos of them. She probably had a camera. And here's just some sequin trim and some gold lace trim. I just stapled one of these little labels I just got there because, look, we all make mistakes. Look, I stamped courage upside down. I did that in my sister's journal. I gave her one time, but I left it because I just thought it was funny. But I almost left it here, and I thought, no. So I put that there, and if she raises that up, she'll probably laugh. Some washi, just to give it a little extra something. Here's one of those washi stickers that I did a haul of a while ago of some little wild berries or raspberries maybe. Coffee dyed paper. And then here's the other side of that printable from Artie Mays. Here's a little bus ticket, or no, a train ticket. I think this said, oh, I stapled it on the wrong side, Jeannie. See that? I think this was a train ticket. But, so this side has more washi, and then it has a little baggie of just some cutesy fun little things that I thought she might like to, you know, use and play with. And I need to put some more flowers in there, I think, because I just saw my flower book. There's just one little white flower in there. My little box of flowers just disappeared on me. Anyways, this just has some little summertime sayings and stuff and some little tickets. And then here is a vintage, another postcard where I just assumed that this young lady took a train ride. And I found this paper at a thrift store also. So I'm wondering if it's Lisa Frank. I don't know what that little emblem is, but hey, this girl and I know we knew what some Lisa Frank was at our age. So this is out of a little tropical flower book. Here's just a little dangle that I put on a paper clip, and inside this little bag is a vintage stamp. I had ordered some stamps from Selena also, and it's from Tanzania. So she must have been writing somebody on her little journey. Maybe her daddy. I have a letter in the back that I think was from her dad. I don't think it was from Tanzania. So here's some vintage music paper, some more coffee dyed paper. Here's just a piece of an old doilies sewn on. This is another printout of Johanna's new printable collection that she designed. And it's out of the Woodland collection. Again, this is on the cream cardstock, so it's not as bright as you know it can be, but it says from little things big things grow. This is some wallpaper from Miss Aisha Young at Young's Paper Creations. This these trims, again, this is that Italian ribbon, and this is some banana dyed yarn from Victorian Gypsy Girl. I love those. Just stamp some little stars up in the corner. She can put photos here, whatever. This right here, I just made a collage of washi, a ribbon. This is also a tuck spot, and I need to remember to put something in there. So that is like that. And let's see. We need to tuck something. Oh, these Tim Holtz things, they're not like the pretend ones. They're hard to do. We'll do this. So I stamped some florals right there. Right here, when you open up, the butterfly is here with some little gems above it and behind it. And behind it, it says, "Take wing, reach for the sky." And so this doesn't pull up all the way. So that's also kind of a little tuck spot. So let's do this. I'll go back and put real things. This is just a paper collection I had received from Prima. And it said Gypsy Love Song with the butterflies. And here's some more of that sari trim. Chicken right on the back. Here's another postcard. And this one has handwriting on the back, and this young lady must have made it to Michigan or met someone, but this person said, "Dear Paul, I went to the barn to the show. The next day we went to look for a farm. Charles B." And her daddy's name is that's funny. I didn't even think of Charles B. That's weird. And I had a lot of postcards to choose from. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's her daddy's. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so this says courage down here. And then I pictured that this was her mom. This was from Mrs. Coggs, one of her yellow in the garden printables. I put some real flowers, dried it down in there, and they come out. It's not glued down or anything. But I figured this was a picture of her mom in her garden at her house that probably looked like this. And, you know, they were just, carried that with her. And this was a piece of fabric from inside her home, maybe. And just some bling and some trim. Here's a little feather dangle. Here's another little fabric cluster of the clothing pieces she might have worn, or her mom. This is a lace pocket. And then, yeah, these little clips aren't very sturdy. I just stenciled that bohemian looking thing right there. And again, I would remove this too, because those make this very bulky. Just stamped in the middle right there, and here's the other side of that recipe. Here's the other side of the Little Mermaid paper. And then here is the back page. I made a belly band out of this fabric and put some orange bling trim. And then I made a little tag that says choose joy and put a little butterfly. Another tag out of some more of that wallpaper. And then another tag that says peace. And then the back right here, she used to love frogs. And this is Bullfrog Pond, Mermaid Lagoon with her little red-headed mermaid and the blonde and the brunette all swimming and laying out. So this made me think of her daughter. This was just too cute for me. So I thought this was perfect. And then in the back here, we have a really, really legit vintage postcard from I want to say it's 1949, but I'm thinking it's older when I saw it. No, it may be 49. Anyways, I thought it said that, yeah, let's see. So, I'm just not even going to say because I will sound like an airhead. But I know it's from Brazil. And here's a guest check. And then right here, her initial is B, and then they called him Bug. And then here's a little wing, and then here's a little yellow jacket, which is our school mascot. And she graduated from there also. So I just thought I would make a little charm on just a pin, so she can take that off and pin it wherever. I kept putting it up here and on the front, it was weighing it down. So I stitched on the sari thing, the sari trim doubled right here. So, oh, my letter. I pictured this was from her dad, and she was keeping it to go back home when she finished sowing her oats. So anyways, you just fold this over. It's not as hard as it looks. I will probably make the others more easily accessible, but it's kind of hard with these type of soft covers because they're supposed to look worn and tattered and, you know, like they've traveled the world. So I do not want any credit for this. That is not why I'm showing this journal at all. I just document all of my journals now so that people can see the different styles and types since I am new at this. And this is a very eclectic, random type because it is, you know, catered to things they may have liked or done. And so it just gives you ideas. It's hard to just come on here and say, well, hey, you can do a journal for this, you know, or that. So this is a way of saying journals can be special and used in many, many ways. So, you know, there's no words. There's no words for the moms in our town right now. But they are loved. They are supported, and this is just another way to show another one of them that they are. The other one already has a journal, and it was before I ever started a channel, so she got hers. So this is the others. So I will do a flip through of the others in the next week or two. Like I said, Miss June, yours is in the works for sure. The others are in the works, but Miss June's is a custom, so it's more personalized. If you want yours a little more custom, you need to contact me like now because it's they're gonna be as I make them, you know, just eclectic bohemian as they're being made. And there's only 3 available extras. So subscribe to my channel if you have not. Like this video if you did, and I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.